Hi, I'm Michelle Snyder. I'm 54, married for 31 years. I have two grown children, age 33 and 29. I have a grandson, Chase, who's 8. And I live in Bridgewater, well, Bars Corner, actually, but I went to school. I went to Bridgewater High School. I've lived out west and have moved back in the past 2 years. I also go to NSCC. I take the Business Administration program part-time online. I graduated the Adult Learning program at Nova Scotia Community College at the age of 48. So my motto is, you're never too old. I feel that you need sometimes to go back in life and build that foundation. If you don't have that foundation, eventually one day everything's going to crumble. And that is why I went back to school in my 40s. I always wanted to get my grade 12 and I never had it. And for me, that was a very big accomplishment. And from then I grew. I felt I spurted forward in my life. Now I'm in school again because it's something that I feel that I need to have. It's when I was 27 or 28, lived in British Columbia, and I applied to Compu College, got accepted, and I ended up not going for a number of reasons, but one of the negative self-talks that I had in my head was that I was too old to go back to school. And I remember again, in my 30s, I worked as a dental receptionist for Dr. Amos, and during that time, I met some patients that were with the armed forces. And I actually, I would ask them tons of questions, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe that's something I should do. And I, again, told myself I was too old. Over the years, all this time, I kept thinking that I was too old. And finally, then I ended up in my 40s thinking, but I'm not really moving forward. I am, but not to the level. And I felt that it was one of those things. It was the pillar, it was the foundation I needed to build my life upon. And until I had that, I didn't think that I was going to actually be able to achieve the level that I wanted. So that's why I did go back. I'm very happy that I did. It was a big commitment. It took me a long time because I worked full time. I worked in Wolfville for 3.5 of those years, full time, 40 hours a week, and I commuted and I went to school 1 day a week. 1 day a week. So it took me 4 or 5 years to get my grade 12 academic. However, I did it with distinction. I was pretty proud of that. Yeah. So I guess my wisdom is that it is never too late. And I again feel that I don't feel as perhaps old as I am. I'm not done yet. I've had a lot of my friends who are retiring or just kind of coasting through life. They've said to me, why would you want to do that? This is the time of our life when we should be coasting or on the downslope. And, I've said to them, I'm not done yet. I feel like I haven't accomplished everything I want. Sometimes I feel like I'm just beginning because I think of over the years of the wisdom. I got a late start. I built my foundation late in life. I'm not done yet. I'm just starting, and I'm excited. I'm excited about that. I think to get up every day and to have that yearning for more is exciting. I like to be excited. I like to be happy. I like to strive. I'm ambitious. After I got my grade 12, the same week, my husband and I decided to go on an adventure. We went out west, didn't have two clues what I was going to do. We quit our jobs. Had worked at my job for 11 years. And that was just a decision that we made. We said we'd figure it out on the plane. I didn't know if I was going to be in Edmonton more than the weekend. I actually didn't think I'd end up being in the city because my husband's a country person. And, 4 years I stayed there and I loved it. And I got a wonderful job and I met a lot of wonderful people. And I think sometimes you have to go on those adventures. You have to put yourself out there. You have to experience. Another big drawback for me was, and still is to a degree, is fear. I've always had that fear of failure or fear of the unknown, fear of what people will think, fear of failure, really. So slowly over the years, I am learning to put myself out there, and I will just keep pushing. And it was in April that I came home one day, and I had been working, as I said, a lot. I worked 40 hours a week. I commuted and I boarded a couple nights in the valley. My husband, he was working long hours and we were tired. When you get home on Friday night, I was tired. And I just looked at him and I just said, is this it? Is this going to be the rest of our life? Is this what we're going to do for the rest of our entire life? Like, we're in our 40s. We potentially have an opportunity for a whole other life, 15, 20 years of working. We could go on an adventure. Is this it? And I decided that I wanted another adventure. I didn't want, to be finished yet. Actually, I did speak to students in the ALP program when I first came home. I was asked to do that on a panel. And my advice to them was that life is going to get in the way. You're going to there's going to be excuses. It's easy to give up. Like I said, it took me 4 to 5 years and I worked full time. I was tired. I could have came up with lots of excuses. However, I made it a priority and I explained to them how important it was to not let those excuses take over their dreams. And the important thing is that time is going to pass anyway. So you might as well do it, and do it when you're younger, because you'll be that much further ahead. And I think that it really helped them. I had one student tell me afterwards that my talk was quite inspiring. So I think that, it's important. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, try not to let that negative self-talk and those excuses get in the way. Just keep focusing on where you want to go, and you'll get there eventually. I think it's important to have goals. Again, that hope to have something to strive for every day. I think goals are important. I'm a huge goal person. I'm a huge to-do list person. I really am. Over the years, I've had friends comment and pick at me about my list making and my goals. But I'm all about that. I like to be motivated and excited. What I wanted to mention is that I don't know, and even though I did talk about that fear of failure, I think it's important for people to push outside their comfort zone. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm constantly trying to push the boundaries of my comfort zone.